welcome to Ripples. Well, I wanted to come back to one of Neil's questions, if that's okay, Neil. And Neil was asking, why is it that wind cold or a viral infection can affect Tai Yang, and then why can't it just go into GV-16 and affect the constitution through the sinew channels? And the sinew channels really, they have an entirely different function when you're thinking about human evolution. So the sinew channels function to steer people, to keep them on their path of destiny. For example, let's say part of your destiny is to play violin, and at school someone offers you a saxophone, and so you're in middle school and someone hands you a saxophone. It's the job of Wei Qi to move you away from that choice, to steer you away, to help you lose interest. And if it's so I'm talking about Wei Qi in a different way. So that is how Wei Qi would affect the conduction, I guess, of destiny. But in terms, if you're looking in terms of pandemic infections, which differ from the common cold, is a common cold is very individual. It's going to affect the changes that need to occur in the individual. But a pandemic infection is affecting the entire human race. And that is why been trying to think about how to more coherently express these differences. But in terms of a pandemic, that's not for individual cultivation. That's for the cultivation of humanity. And that is why a pandemic virus will affect not the bladder sinew, but it will go directly into Xiaoyang, which gives it entree into the constitution and through GV-16. And that is why the GV-16 is called the wind mansion. So you don't put trash in a mansion, right? Although there's plenty of trash in, what do they call them? McMansions. I'm not talking about that. Well, I'm cracking myself up here, because that's what I mean is mansion connotes precious. Wind, so precious home for wind. That's speaking to pandemic viruses, whereas the common cold virus gives us an opportunity for individual development by slowing us down and stimulating an eradication of what doesn't belong. So I thought a good ripple to put in the pond would be not to stimulate these 2 points really, but to meditate on the difference between the two. So that would be the only point on the Tai Yang sinew channel is bladder 67, which is called approaching yin, because when we have an individual common cold infection, which is looking for an individual change, we once that is eradicated, the component that was in either the psyche or the physiology that no longer belongs disappears, and that resistance becomes yin. We go into a state of rest. We're much more relaxed after we've had a cold. And the point on Yang Wei Mai, the wind mansion, GV-16, so we're coming back to it for the third time in a week, but putting it through a different lens every time. GV-16, the wind mansion, may this message be brought to the mansion, which is humanity, and exact the change that is required with minimal impact and minimal tragic loss. So the ripple in the pond ultimately is again about letting go of fear, about relaxing into the divine plan, which in the the central tenet of Taoism is that everything is pre-written and everything is predestined, and free will is the notion that we determine how we're going to inhabit it. Are we going to go kicking and screaming through on our destined path, knowing that it's exactly as it's written, or are we going to decide to be in alignment with destiny and not resist every turn? This is the challenge of humanity. It's the challenge of all individuals. So, thanks so much for being here. Is it, do you like that ripple? Yeah, okay, great. Thanks so much. Thanks for being here. Let's get to work.